33, as Sean is here on game day. But he was, at that time, looked at as a young kid. And years ago, I was in a meeting with Belichick and Phil Simms. And the Patriots were out to break a record that was held by one of George Halas's old teams, one of the founding fathers of the league. And I just, on happenstance, said to Bill, did you ever meet George Halas? I know you're around a lot of coaches because your dad, Steve, was around the game. He said, well, as a matter of fact, I did. Now I thought I was on to something. And it turns out when he was 8 years old, his dad took him into a locker room. The Bears were playing the Baltimore Colts. At the end of the game, the Bears had won. Steve took his little boy, Billy, into the locker room, and Coach Belichick went up and shook his hand and said, congratulations, Coach. Halas reached into his pocket, gave him a dollar bill, and says, I give a dollar bill to the first young man who congratulates me. So what you have is you have a man on one sideline who shook the hand of George Halas, who's going to shake the hand today of a 33-year-old kid who someday, maybe 35 years from now, is going to shake the hand of the next great genius in the league. Point is, it's all linked together. 99th year of the league, all the history comes together through these two coaches today.
Just 20 seconds left. Tom Brady, his attitude going into this one.
You know, I know that he came in and said zero chance that he would retire regardless of the outcome. What else could he say going into the game? I think that he would need some time if they won and give that thought about going out on top. I wouldn't rule it out, but he said to us this week, I pray I'll never ask for another one again. I want one more Super Bowl victory. You could see it in his eyes how much this means to him, to all the people on his support team who he says have given up their lives for him, and one day he can't wait to go back and be able to do something in return, give his time, the rest of his life, to those who have supported him.
John Madden always exhorted us to have our buckets full going into the game. You always have your bucket full, in his words, going into the game. Have a good one, Jimmy.
Thank you, JB.
All right, folks. We'll check in with Jimmy and Tony, of course, in the booth just a little later on. Well, the Rams train in Thousand Oaks, California. That is a community, as we all know, was devastated twice back in November. First with a mass shooting and then by wildfires. One of the community leaders who helped spearhead the relief and recovery efforts is Rams offensive tackle Andrew Whitworth, who was just awarded the prestigious NFL Players Association Alan Page Community Award. Leading up to his first Super Bowl after 13 seasons in the league, Andrew and his family were kind enough to let us tag along as they prepared for the game of their lives.
We got a pack for the Super Bowl. Catherine, it's your turn to do lunches. Go get lunches out. Michael, go get a snack because you have tutoring, and get me all your homework. Football season is a routine. Mondays, we come home and we do tutoring. Tuesdays, Sarah has dance. What do we do on Wednesdays? Karate. Karate. I knew there was something we did on Wednesdays. Karate. And then Thursday's tutoring again. When they're done, they'll play for a little bit. They'll manage to destroy everything that I've cleaned up in a day in about 10 minutes.
That really was a problem.
We make sure that when he can be home at a decent hour, we're eating together, we're talking to one another. We just make that work. So dinner time is really, really important to our family.
Daddy, Daddy!
Listen, silly.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Mama. How we doing?
Good. How are you? All right, we're going to peek in our pit. Best and worst part of your day.
The best part of my day was probably making the winning goal with a red soccer ball. But my worst part was I couldn't go to school today.
Why?
So I don't get too sick for the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, Daddy, your turn.
My best part of my day, as usual, is when I come home and get to eat with you guys. For me, going to work in football season is insane. I mean, you're gone all the time. To know that she's there taking care of things, I think it just sets me up with the opportunity to be successful.
We're throwing the pigskin.
Beautiful. Go put your jammies on now.
You ready for bed? Love you, dude.
Y'all tell Daddy night-night.
Love you, buddy. Good night. After a while.
Bye.
See you later.
Stay in your bed. Catherine, where are we going?
To the Super Bowl.
What's your question, sir?
How's your day going today?
How's my day today? You know what? My day's going great. I got an opportunity to see a little buddy of mine
y'all come sit down. It's time to do homework.
We kind of picked today, like, this is going to be our day where we do all our homework. Just because we're out of school doesn't mean we don't have a ton of homework to do. This is Andrew's only day off. After tomorrow, I don't know that he'll, like, be able to say much to us. He'll be pretty focused. It's only the biggest game of his life.
What's that?
It's a blanket for the baby.
Do it again?
Our routine stays very much the same. Game weekends, we'll do our little prayer that we always do with the kids.
Father, we just come to you tonight. So grateful to be here. Never in a million years really thought that this would actually happen. We just want to say thank you for all the blessings that you've given our family.
I hope Daddy be safe at his game. I hope no one knocks him down. And I hope they win 100-0.
Amen.
Who's up?
All right, let's go.
And you know, guys, he's one guy that you could really root for. He was on the plane from Cincinnati to L.A. He told his wife, Andrew Whitworth did, that, you know, I think I'm going to have to start my career over again because they're going to a rebuilding team. They left the Bengals. He did not want to leave. He signs with the Rams. They're on their way to the Super Bowl. They're finally here. The only thing I can tell you, that's the kind of distraction you want to deal with. Hope and prayer to win a Super Bowl here in Atlanta.
Yeah, huge thanks to the Whitworth family on behalf of CBS for letting us get that exclusive look into their lives. The distractions are there, and they are here. But you know what? Living in L.A., that's also a distraction. It's almost a blessing in disguise that they were able to survive in L.A. and make it here to the Super Bowl.
Well, you know, look at Whitworth, Andrew Whitworth, being here. What a job, you know, all that. He's a great athlete. And you talk about distractions. I don't think these players have as many distractions because everything is done for them now, JB. They seclude them here. You can't get to the public. So the only distraction is social media.
Was it different when you were playing?
Yes, a lot.
You know, family wasn't a distraction in terms of all the responsibilities. You know, for me, it was nothing. It was a blessing to go to the Super Bowl knowing that you were bringing everybody with you, and they were all celebrating your success. That's what makes all of this so special for the players. No question about it. All right, folks, as the players continue to get ready, you got to believe Tim McGraw is warming up the crowd at Game Day Fan Plaza, performing his heartfelt new song, Thought About You.
Saw your mama laughing and talking on the phone with a little girl working on an ice cream cone, dripping on her shoes. And I thought about you. Saw spring break Honda Hill, Dixie Daytona, the boys in the back having their Corona like kids do. And I thought about you. I thought about me. I thought about God. Everything loving, and everything it's not. I thought about songs that make us feel better. I thought about faith that ties it all together. I thought about now, and I thought about forever. I thought about fire and how we walk through it. The times I got it right, the times I blew it. I thought about free, I thought about good, and I thought about truth, and I thought about you. I saw hungry misspelled on a cardboard sign in a dirty t-shirt that said roll tide, so I gave it to you. And I thought about you. Ran into a buddy, said, how long it's been? I said, a couple of years. He said, boy, it's been 10. That's what time will do. I thought about you. I thought about songs that make us feel better. I thought about faith that ties it all together. I thought about now and I thought about forever. thought about you.
That rocking chair would look great in our new home.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see how Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Nice tip. I'll give you $2 for the chair.
2? That's a Victorian antique.
All right. How much for the recliner then?
Wait. How did that get out here? That is definitely not for sale.
Is this a yard sale?
If it's in the yard, then it's for sale.
Here we go.
Geico. It's easy to switch and save on homeowners and renters insurance.
Seriously, what is this? New Listerine Ready tabs aren't gum, mints, or marbles. If you guessed they're tabs that turn into liquid as you chew, so you can swish and clean your whole mouth instantly, then you were correct. And that was a really good guess. Nice job.
Here we are. What a sort.
Get with it, people. Take them out.
I want them in a cell.
Billions. Season premiere March 17th, only on Showtime.
To most, he's Phil Mickelson, pro golfer. To me, he's, well, Dad. So when his joint pain from psoriatic arthritis got really bad, it scared me. And what could that pain mean?
Joint pain could mean joint damage. Enbrel helps relieve joint pain, helps stop irreversible joint damage, and helps skin get clearer. Enbrel may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, nervous system and blood disorders, and allergic reactions have occurred. Tell your doctor if you've been someplace where fungal infections are common, or if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if you have persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu.
Since Enbrel, Dad's back to being Dad.
Visit Enbrel.com and use the joint damage simulator to see how your joint damage could be progressing.
Ask about Enbrel. Enbrel. FDA approved for over 16 years.
The world's best tonight after the Super Bowl.
More and more, student debt is keeping people from doing what they love. Like buying a home. Traveling. Even getting married. At Citizens Bank, we can help you refinance both your federal and private student loans, so you could start saving and get on with your life. Ask the leader in student lending how we can help you reach your potential.
Take control of the roads ahead this winter with a new set of Continental Winter Contact SI tires from Town Fair Tire. Town Fair has the full line of Continental winter tires, all at the guaranteed lowest prices. So don't let slippery winter conditions sneak up on you this year. Get to Town Fair, New England's largest discount tire dealer, and get your new set of Continental winter tires at the guaranteed lowest price. Because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands and discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Eric, Danielle, Barry, and Sarah, the WBZ Stormwatch Weather Team.
We are getting closer to the biggest concert of the year. Don't miss Maroon 5, Travis Scott, and Big Boy in the Pepsi Super Bowl 53 halftime show. And we're all looking forward to seeing Maroon 5 performing at halftime. Their lead singer, Adam Levine, shared a special performance with the host of CBS's Late Late Show, James Corden.
Fledged, born and bred Angelino. You were raised in Los Angeles.
I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I was born at Cedars. My two daughters were born there too, which was really exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I'm now raising fully fledged Angelino children. But my worry with kids growing up here is like that. Like my new daughter, my worry is that her first words are going to be, "Oh my God, Dad." Every now and then you'll just hear one word like hot yoga. My kids are growing up streets away from where you grew up.
Look what look at me. I'm like so nice.
It's a big. It's a big worry. Had I have known that, I would never have bought that.
I understand that.
I was so high, I did not recognize. Chaos just controlled my mind. This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye so many times before, and her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore.
What the police want? Hello, sir?
I want to pull you over so he can sing a song for me.
You want us to pull over so he can sing a song for you?
Yes, because you caused a traffic hazard.
Okay, fine. Oh my God, this is a real fact. How are you being so cool about this?
Be careful, man. Just be careful.
We're sorry, officer. It'll never happen again.
We're being careful. Okay.
All right, man.
Thank you. I don't know what quite happened there. I completely panicked. How are you so chilled about it? A sheriff just pulled us over and you're completely nonplussed by it. I panicked in my absolute core.
And our thanks to CBS Late Show host James Corden for the encore performance. And tonight, after the game, he will host the premiere of the World's Best right here on CBS. Reminder, we're counting down. It is the biggest concert of the year. Maroon 5, Travis Scott, Big Boy, Pepsi, Super Bowl 53 halftime show here in Atlanta. All right, time right now to welcome in our NFL rules analyst, Gene Steratore. A year ago, the biggest assignment of your career, the referee for the Super Bowl. Gene, coming off the NFC Championship, the no call, fans still want to know, can this situation be fixed? Can there be some closure and a way towards moving towards a solution?
You know, in that play, Iron, it's a judgment call. I don't think replay needs to get involved. It's a critical error at a critical time, and I think we try to move on from that at this point.
All right, so take me back. Minneapolis, 1 year ago for you. You're preparing for that assignment. John Parry now is going through his rituals. What's on the checklist before the biggest game of his life?
An awful lot. For the referees, no different than the teams. There's playlists that are being developed, over 100 plays. They're preparing for these matchups. And today, if I were John Parry, it's the internal pressure that Sue and Donald can create for the referee and umpire. And that pressure coming up the middle, which is a little unique with pressure in the NFL coming up the middle. So I anticipate that. On the outside, I truthfully think both teams defensively will press cover the receivers. So those officials working receivers have to be on them right at the snap. And then you go to things like situational no huddle. Outside of 2 minutes, keeping the defense that was on the previous play on the field so that they can manipulate that package without a substitution. And then let's not forget, this is the last game of the year, Ian, so you always expect the unexpected in the NFL. Look, Super Bowl 44, I was fortunate enough to be there, onside kick to start the second half, and it wasn't that long ago for me that there was something called the Philly Special that they ran here about a year ago, so you expect the unexpected.
Gene, you'll be in the booth, get that CBS blazer ready.
Sir.
A wardrobe change, like the Oscars for Gene Steratore.
Exactly.
Todd Gurley, non-factor in the NFC Championship game, but what a season he had. Will he play a key role tonight against the Patriots? Much more still to come from Atlanta.
8 wings for just a mere portrait of yours truly.
Cool story, bro.
Shut up, Dave. It is a cool story.
Only Pizza Hut has a $5 lineup of your favorites. Get them fast for just $1 each.
Yeah.
6 p.m. No excuses?
Be fast. Be focused. Be in 4 places at once. Be responsible. Be thoughtful. Oh, and be on time.
Not bad.
The all-new GT four-door coupe from Mercedes-AMG, because life is a race.
Julie means more to me than anything. And I wanted to ask you, before I ask her, may I have your permission to marry her?
You're marrying her and her whole world. Shop Neil Lane Diamond Engagement Ring at K.
The old crew. Remember when we all used to go to the cafeteria and just chow down midday?
You mean like lunch?
Come on. Voted most likely to help people save $668 when they switch?
At this school?
Didn't you get caught in the laminating machine?
Bob, have a great summer. Danielle. Oh, Danielle, control yourself.
I'd like to slow it down here with a special discount for a special girl. Danielle, this one's for you.
Hey, allergy muddlers, are you one sneeze away from being voted out of the carpool? Try Zyrtec. It starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Stick with Zyrtec. Muddle no more.
Pizza Hut in the NFL. We're the perfect team on game day. We go together like Goff and Gurley.
That one looks like a bunny. That one looks like pizza. Man, you think everything looks like pizza. Pizza's dope.
Order a large pizza for $7.99 now.
Here we go. And everyone can be rising for the win. Oh, my goodness. It is Jordan Butler. An incredible shot. And the players answer.
Nobody's above the law. And without the law, nobody's safe.
The hit drama Blue Bloods. New CBS Friday.
The Rams are the home team for Super Bowl 53 here in Atlanta, but their future home in Inglewood, California will be the site of Super Bowl 56. The 298-acre sports and entertainment complex will house both the Rams and the Chargers. Beginning with the 2020 season, it'll be the largest stadium in the NFL at more than 3 million square feet with more than 70,000 seats and can expand to up to 100,000. The crown jewel will be the skin that wraps the venue to create an open-air canopy. The metal and translucent plastic coat will protect fans from any weather while allowing them to enjoy the atmosphere of an outdoor experience. That's the future of the Rams, but turning back to the present, their hopes for success rest on the broad shoulders of Ndamukong Suh. For the first time in 5 years of his career, Suh making headlines for the wrong reasons, and Suh has changed the persona. That unsavory reputation of being a dirty player, that has not been the narrative. But since coming to L.A. this season, he's been on his best behavior, and his playoff performance has been outstanding. However, it's the off the field where he continues to surprise.
The greatest thing that has been instilled in me by my parents has been knowing who I am. Seeing how other people look at me and particularly judge me. You can't worry about everybody else and what their thoughts are. If you want to change people's opinion, just continue to be who you are.
Rolling camera, rolling.
Okay.
Blake comes in.
Got it. I've been watching football now for 80 years. You had to do it in person at the time when I started because of no television. When Suh was in Nebraska, it was a thrill for me every time he went in and sacked somebody. He was a dominant player. He loved Nebraska. When he signed with the pros and made a very substantial gift to the university.
University of Nebraska, it was one of the best decisions of my life. They prepared me for what to expect when I got to the NFL.
The Detroit Lions select Ndamukong Suh.
And after my rookie season, made a decision to reach out to Mr. Buffett and see if he would take a meeting.
I mean, it's very simple. There's some people you connect with, and there's some you don't connect with. And we have a good time together.
Make him say uncle.
I feel it weakening. No question, he's a football fan. He wears football pads and he comes to games.
He has a good business mind, and he's interested in a subject. A lot of people, they just want a stock tip or something of the sort. He's never asked me for a stock tip. He wants to know the fundamentals of business, and he wants to learn how they can apply in his own life. He's a learner.
I believe I'm a multifaceted human being. I went to school to earn an engineering degree. how I look at the game, not everybody else looks at the game. I think my engineering background and breaking things down is a special thing that I have that I like to share with other folks. I came here to LA. It was an opportunity to continue to prove myself, and it's the main reason why I signed a one-year deal. It was a business decision from that perspective.
I love people who bet on themselves. That's the true test. It's enormously important that you don't decide what you are by what some fans are telling you or what the sportscasters are necessarily saying. He knows who he is, and he knows what it's all about. And I take my hat off to him. That's why he's my friend. I like to have friends that I not only like but admire, and that goes for Ndamukong.
The journey to Super Bowl 53 was a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, a lot of growth. So now we're here, and it's always been about proving your worth.
1 year, $14 million deal for Sue, joined by Bill Cowher. Coach, Sue, a part of so many changes that were made under Les Snead, and the job he has done has gone a bit under the radar.
It really has, when you think about what they brought in this year, Marcus Peters, Akeem Talib, Dante Fowler, Brandon Cooks, that's just this year, and even last year, Robert Woods and Andrew Whitworth. But when you talk about Ndamukong Suh, everyone talks about Aaron Donald, and everyone focuses on him, but Ndamukong Suh in this playoff has been the X factor. He has been disruptive. He's made a lot of plays for them, and it's why this run defense is taking it to another level. He'll be challenging here tonight because Aaron Donald's going to get a lot of attention. The focus is on Ndamukong Suh, Brockers, and Fowler, because that defensive front, all first-rounders, can they show up in the biggest game of the year?
And Sue playing his best football at the biggest time of the year. Much more still to come from Atlanta as we get you ready for the opening kick, Super Bowl 53 on CBS.
Behold the power of the $5 bill. Well, thank you, Dad. Oh, you're welcome, family. What would we do without you? I shudder to wonder.
Only Pizza Hut has a $5 lineup of your favorites. Get them fast for just $1 each.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Did the little piggy cry wee, wee, wee all the way home?
Yeah?
You're home.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Mrs. A.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
It's simple mathematics. Each one of these for just one of these. You're dead.
Only Pizza Hut has a $5 lineup of your favorites. Get them fast for just $1 each.
Sweat! Dedication! Cupcake!
I'm Michael Griffin.
I'm Brian Arakpo.
We played football together in college.
And then for the Titans. Now, we own a cupcake shop. We try to be unique to be football players that are still playing at a high level and literally wearing aprons. I love this new Surface Pro. It's light, sleek, fast. We bake, we decorate, we clean.
We do it all.
We always putting our brands together, just trying to come up with ideas for that next chapter in our lives, post-football career.
I'm able to draw what color frosting we want. It helps us a lot with running the whole store.
Mike is honestly our best baker. I like to decorate. That's my thing.
We deal a lot with social media.
We have funny videos that we do in the bakery.
We try to promote the business every way possible.
There's nothing that you can't do on this device. Cupcakes are a great business.
Oh, yeah, as long as you don't eat the profit.
Get your sports news without the hot take. Stream CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 sports news network for smarter fans.
This week on The Late Late Show, James Corden's all new with Matt LeBlanc, Haley Bieber, Will Arnett, Laura Dern, Alicia Keys, and Billy Crystal. Sounds amazing. This week after Colbert.
MacGyver. We're out of time. McGarrett. Say no more. MacGyver. McGarrett. Mac and Matt back to back. CBS Fridays.
And welcome welcome back to the Super Bowl today, delivered by Pizza Hut. And everyone knows that Pizza Hut and football go together like a great coach and a great quarterback. And when you're planning your Super Bowl watching experience, it's important that everyone does their job. And that's no different for our friend Magnum PI as we take you out far west to Oahu for a look at how Magnum and his crew will settle in to watch the Patriots and the Rams.
Private investigator, you need to thoroughly research your client. That means knowing what they like and what they don't to make sure they're totally pleased. But when you need to please a whole group of people, you go ahead and get the one thing that everybody loves.
Beer? Check. Snacks?
Check.
We all brought something and Magnum's empty-handed.
Shocking. Someone alert the media.
Higgins, what did you bring besides attitude?
Crudité.
Crudité.
Crude what?
Fancy word for carrots. Changing the name of Veggie Plate does not make it any more appealing.
At least you brought something.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Did he just say ye?
Yeah, I think you did.
Oh, the Hut. Sweet.
Now, this is the man who loves his ohana.
And loves to feel their tummy.
Oh, yeah, true.
Ooh.
That's the pepperoni, my brother.
Okay, pineapple and ham coming right up.
Pizza Hut, not bad.
Did you just compliment me?
Don't get used to it.
Go, baby. Really?
Really?
You know, not that it's competition, but I brought 5 loaded pizzas and 2 boxes of wings, and you brought a bale of hay.
Crudité.
Whatever.
Heathen.
Schmob.
Magnum, game's about to start.
Who's ready for the Super Bowl? Yeah! Watch Magnum PI, Monday 9, 8 Central, only CBS.
Well, after watching that, I'm sure hoping one of those Pizza Hut boxes has a large Hawaiian pizza with my name on it. What do you have? Yeah, I'm going to have to shift with you.
Well, listen, all I know is there's 4 pizzas up here, so that's Boomer's.
All Boomers. Okay,
what about the rest of it?
What are you eating, Nate? What's that?
I got vegetable, baby. I haven't eaten yet, so
you know
this
what?
is on time.
Vegetable is good. All right.
Mine is sausage. Looks great. Nice and hot.
Hey, not bad. Shay, I'll pass on the ham. All right. Order your pizza now at PizzaHut.com. And, folks, we'll be back with more after this.
You have been watching the Super Bowl today on CBS. Delivered by Pizza Hut.
My name's Dr. Jason Bull. I change curious minds for a living.
Are you ready?
Never bring a lawyer to a bull fight. New Bull, CBS tomorrow.
The Big Bang Theory, followed by Young Sheldon, Thursday.
Here's a silly question.
What is NCIS?
Fun.
Sexy.
Dangerous.
Sales. Intrigue.
This is getting good.
A special all-new Cool Bear with Conan O'Brien, James Taylor, and surprise guests.
If you're in the market for a new set of Continental winter tires at the guaranteed lowest price, get to Town Fair Tire. We get shipments of Continental tires arriving daily. And with over 600,000 tires in stock, we're New England's largest discount tire dealer. So if you're looking for your new set of Continental winter Contact SI tires at the guaranteed lowest price, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands and discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
It's time for a health plan with a new perspective. Yours. That's why Always Health Partners makes it easier to reach someone with options like live member chat. It may seem epic.
It's covered.
But it's really just common sense.
It's covered.
Always Health Partners. You in every way. A member of Partners Healthcare.
You can turn left. You can turn right. Or if you're behind the wheel of the all-new BMW X5, you can decide not to turn at all. Unless you absolutely have to. The all-new BMW X5. Confidence doesn't take detours. Test drive the all-new 2019 BMW X5 and receive exceptional offers.
Chris, Kate, Danielle, and Brianna. WBZ This Morning.
All right, let me tell you a story. Because this town, my town, was built on storytelling. Movies, TV, action, drama, all that and more. And to tell a great story, you need a great rivalry. You need a showdown. And Los Angeles versus Boston is as good as it gets. So every story has three parts, three acts as they call them. The opening act is big, like in this case, Lakers, Celtics, me, Larry, Kevin, and the Chiefs against Kareem. And don't forget about Kobe against KG. LA wins the world title. Incredible drama, but that was only the beginning. Because just last fall, Act 2 finally arrived. This time on the diamond. Dodgers, Red Sox. Another home run! But in the end, Boston was the one celebrating.
Sox have won the world championship.
Good news, though, that wasn't the end of it. Because today, on the biggest stage in the sports world, we finally got our third act in the story. The Rams and the Patriots. LA and Boston battling again. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Big music, big stars, big rivalry, big drama, all on Super Bowl Sunday. So, how is this story going to end? No spoilers here. We're all about to find out.
The Super Bowl today on CBS is presented by Mercedes-Benz.
And welcome back inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Patriots coach Bill Belichick certainly has developed a reputation for winning Super Bowls along with being tight-lipped and tense with the media. Back in the day, he spent many Sundays on the sidelines with our guy Phil Simms, and he also coached against our Bill Cowher. So when they caught up with the hoodies, he was surprisingly eager to chat.
Well, Coach, thanks for sitting down with us. I appreciate it. You know what's great about this? I covered many games between the two of you. So I know the inside information, what you really said about each other. But let me preface this.
Wait a minute now. Was Phil always asking questions when he played? Because, I mean, we can't get through a meeting now. He has 19 questions, like, before we get through the segment one.
You know, Phil is great, and as I've told Phil many times when you've interviewed me, good players can't overcome bad coaching.
Keep him in the pocket. He's trying to throw us 2 interceptions now. We're going to get one. All right, he's just lobbing it up there. That's a great job.
Everybody wants to know how much longer are you going to go? And Bill, I always ask Bill this, and you coached 15 years. What made you get out?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was family. You know, for you to do what you're doing as long as you've done it, what is your drive? And how have you been able to sustain this energy over this long period of time?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, I love football, and I love all the parts and components of it, from team building to working with young players that don't really know anything, to working with experienced players. I enjoy the game planning. I enjoy the game day. There's a few Mondays that I don't enjoy it, but
right.
You know, that's all part of it.
Have the players changed that much? What have you done to change, if you have, to relate to these players the way you do?
Well, I mean, I try to take some of the external things out of it, you know, the music, the social media, and all that, and really just bring it back to we're here for one reason: it's to win football games.
Right.
If our interests are aligned on that, then great, it's a marriage. If they're not, then we're probably better off with somebody else. They're probably better off with somebody else, and that's fine.
Is there anything that you'd like to see maybe be different or trend toward a sort of specific idea that's not happening today, or anything that worries you about where the game is heading today? How about replay? I mean, I know you made a statement before. You think we should be able to replay everything. To what extent?
To me, if you see a play it's just a bad play, it's just a missed call, that I think as a coach you should be able to challenge that. And if you want to challenge holding, and they go back and look at it, and we don't really think it's holding, then okay.
The New Orleans play last week should have been. Would you make that subject to have been reviewed?
Well, if the coach had an opportunity, he could review any play. I'm not for more challenges. I'm not for more because so many plays are replayed anyway because of the officials and scoring plays and their rules. But I don't understand the 2-minute thing either. It's the same thing. If I have a timeout, I can't challenge the play, but if I take a timeout, I know that during the timeout, they'll look at it, and if they feel like it needs to be. So it's just kind of a, look, in the end, we all just want to get it right.
Yeah. How about this? He used to do this to me every game. We would get done with warm-ups, and Bill would come running up to me and goes, "What do you think?" So you were always looking for information, even during warm-ups, and I see you do it now as I watch you on the field.
Well, absolutely. And Bill, you were a player. I wasn't. I didn't play in this league, and so... And I certainly was never a quarterback. So what it's like for you to throw the ball is something that I respect and appreciate because I have an opinion on it, but it's not the same as actually doing it. If you tell me, like you did many times, Bill, throwing out the rights, no problem. Throwing this direction to our bench is tough.
What makes you do all this?
Yeah, just trying to gain an advantage. I'm certainly the first one to take somebody else's idea and put it into our playbook if it'll help us.
But you're also flexible enough to be able to realize what you aren't doing well and being able to go down another direction and say, okay, let's accentuate what we are doing well.
Right. You see what your team can do well and how they can be successful. You start to win doing that, and you win differently than the way you won the year before. And a lot of times it's hard for players to understand that. Players look at you like, how come we're not doing this? We did this last year. How come we're not doing that?
Right.
And and you kind of say, well, we're actually better at something else here, and sometimes that's right, sometimes it isn't, but for the most part, I'd say we've been able to improve our team over a 4 or 5 month period.
Hey, listen, you're going against a Rams team. Will you watch the Rams in September? Because they're not the same team now, right?
It'd be hard to go into this game saying, well, we're going to game plan them the way that teams game plan them back in September and October because they're not really doing the same thing. But to me, that's the National Football League. It's a long season, and where you are in September is relevant, but it's what you can improve to and what you can figure out how to figure out how you're going to win.
Right.
Oh, listen, we're good.
Yeah, it was great. No, I was warning you at time that we expected.
No, this is awesome.
Yeah,
This is
it was
great.
very fun.
You guys for this.
That's it.
Nate, well, Coach Belichick could tell Bill Cowher and Phil Simms he should have paid for that. Are you kidding me? That's impressive.
Well, I don't know if he'd have paid for it, but you know what I did for 18 years? We had those meetings before games. That's how we'd be. Relaxed, funny, quick-witted, take some shots at you, all those things. But what really impresses me about Bill Belichick is his willingness to keep changing and adapting. And we always talk about defense with him, but look at all the different offenses he's had since he's been coach of the Patriots. He coaches that offensive side just as much as he does the defense.
The thing I also love about him, Phil, is the fact that, you know what, whether you're a first-round pick or a free agent, I'm not so sure he doesn't like free agents more. He said to us in there, they have a little bit of a better hunger about it. He likes hungry players. And so, when you get there, there's a certain way of doing things. They call it the Patriot way. It's not about respect for the game. It's about proving yourself on a consistent basis. And I think that's the thing you talk about, his ability to adapt and adjust in the course of a season. And Bill Belichick, to me right now, he's playing this game like they played in 2001. They're back to running the football and playing good defense.
He opened up that piece talking about how he takes away the noise, takes away social media. They do it the Patriot way. We're in a day and age where we praise young head coaches, how they relate to players, and how players buy in. What about the OG coaches? What about the older coaches that do it the old school way, and this young generation of players, they still listen? In a day and age where you have all these distractions, ways to make money, Super Bowl week that can be chaotic, they're still listening to Bill Belichick and how he does things.
Here's what players relate to a coach that can help them win.
Talk about it.
There we go.
And you tell you, we saw him yesterday, and he looked loose. He's still talking about Aaron Donald. What if they go 5 down? I don't know if I can double him in. So he's still thinking before this game. When you look at him out there, he is actually right now, he's still acclimating to what's going on. It's like any other game. But I'm telling you what, the butterflies are churning. He said they would be yesterday.
But you know what? That's still a good thing because it keeps an edge with him, Coach. No question about it.
From the start, the C-Class was ahead of its time.
Still, we never stopped making it stronger, faster, smarter. Because to be the best is to never, ever stop making it better. Introducing the new C-Class. Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
Good morning. What do we got? Keep an eye on that branch. Might get windy. Have a good shift.
Fire pit. Last use 0600. I'd stay close. Morning.
Get ready to swing.
Protected by float. Should say protected by Alan and Jamie, right?
Should it? When you bundle home and auto, you get more than just savings. You get round-the-clock protection.
You've got a great setup here, man.
Yeah, it's coming together. I want to get a bar put in over there. Do you know any good contractors?
Yeah, I might.
Nice. Get me a bunch of quotes, check the reviews, and verify the credentials and qualifications. Then go ahead and book the best guy for Tuesday at 2. Look at me getting stuff done today. Woo!
You can't expect your neighbors to do everything Home Advisor can. So to find and instantly book a top-rated home pro for free, just ask Home Advisor.
This is Lynchburg, Tennessee. This is how many people were born here. This is how many are fifth generation. This is how many are named Hiawatha Kitty McGee. These people have served their country. This is how many will still be in town when the football team plays at Huntland. She's from Taiwan. He's German. This guy keeps the town dry. These guys would prefer it a little wet. This many have ejected from an SR-71 Blackbird and live to tell about it. He can lift a 500-pound barrel of whiskey. These are the descendants of Mr. Jack Daniel himself. This is how many people are proud of what we do here. This is how many will go around bragging about it. This is our town, the home of Jack Daniels. If you can't get here, just look for one of our postcards. We send them all over. They look like this.
Tomorrow night, the CBS Comedy Stars can't miss, which is why I've been recording, with The Neighborhood and the return of Matt LeBlanc in Man with a Plan.
The night is right. Prepare yourself for some good old-fashioned Teddy.
All new comedy starts at 8, 7 Central, CBS tomorrow.
Today's amazing aerial shots are being brought to you by Bud Light. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but here at this Super Bowl, just about everything has been quantified.
The Super Bowl is just a number, and that number is 53. But isn't everything about numbers? Every player has a number. Every team has a number. Even the refs have numbers. Who wins? The team with the biggest number, right? Right. Now, here's another number, 6,210. That's the number of days since number 12 beat number 13 and number 36 to win number 1 or 5. But now 12 is 41. And in this game, that's a big number. Actually, the biggest so far ever to play in numbers 1 to 52. But that won't stop 12 from going for 6 or stop this guy. He's 66 and got rings from 7 Super Bowls. And if he wins today, he'd be the oldest to ever hoist up this one. Then there are the other guys, where 16 is just 24, the 4th youngest to take this stage. And his coach will be the youngest ever at 33, even younger than this guy, who was 36 when he coached and won Super Bowl 43. So when 16 takes on 12 and 33 meets 66, it will set the age gap record. But since we all know age is just a number, the only thing that matters today is who's number 1.
Boomer Esiason, Von Miller now here on the field. Von, I got to ask you, even if a quarterback retires, do you still feel the urge to sack him? Would you like to sack him?
I don't think he can move around that much.
Yeah, that's right. I appreciate that, but I'll give you some other numbers. How about 58 of 64 completions that Tom Brady has thrown this year in the postseason, 10 yards or less? That means he's getting rid of the ball quickly. That means it's a struggle, and it is frustrating for defensive guys like you.
That is frustrating.
2 seconds or less, you get there in 2.5 seconds, and he's completing the ball. So the ball is moving down the field. It's extremely frustrating.
And you talk about Bill Belichick, Ian. He's a guy that thinks offense and defense and special teams. And you know that he is prepared now for 2 weeks. And we talked about the Philly special last year that the Eagles ran against the Patriots. Know this, both of these coaches will be prepared for the unexpected that you were talking about with Gene Steratore earlier.
Sean McVay, the way he has handled himself, a young coach, connecting with his players, and that dynamic, Vaughn, you've experienced it throughout your career.
Yeah, you have to have some type of connection with your team, with your players, or I don't know what team you have. Sean McVay is the best at it. He's young, he's ready to go. He's gonna have his team ready to go today.
You know what he is? He's high energy. He stands in front of 53 men, and he gets them to believe that they can win. Now, Les Snead has done a great job with this team. He's made some really good pickups this offseason, and Jared Goff has learned how to play quarterback in the NFL. Now, how about Josh McDaniels on the other side? He's the other taskmaster, and when you ask Tom Brady who's in sync with, he will tell you that's his guy right there. They have 1,000 plays ready to go tonight, depending on what Wade Phillips tries to do to them offensively. I would think run straight at Aaron Donald. He's undersized. Make him get physical with those big offensive line guys, and then go after Marcus Peters. I think double moves and down the sideline against the very aggressive quarterback that Peters is, you can take advantage of that.
Paul, what do you think Aqib Talib has brought to this Los Angeles team? Former teammate of yours in Denver.
Aqib Talib has brought the energy to the team. He's brought that bad boy mentality, and he's brought confidence to the whole team, not just the defense. Playing with Aqib Talib behind me, I felt ready to go. If he said he was going to lock down the receiver, he was going to do it.
We are about an hour away from the kickoff here in Atlanta, and you've got fans streaming in. You've got celebrities making their way inside. Larry Fitzgerald, he's coming back for another year in the NFL. Kevin Hart. Now, nothing funny about this. Aaron Judge, baseball star John Bon Jovi, smile on his face. And yeah, Conor McGregor. Look at that suit. Is that purple? Fuchsia? More to come.
6 p.m. No excuses?
Be fast. Be focused. Be in 4 places at once. Be responsible. Be thoughtful. Oh, and be on time.
Not bad.
The all-new GT 4-door coupe from Mercedes-AMG. Because life is a race.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day!
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Would you like to hear a joke?
3 smart devices walk into a bar.
A bar is a counter where beer is served. Beer. Michelob Ultra is a beer free of artificial colors or flavors.
Favors are friendly gestures like ordering a beer.
I will have one. No, your operating system is not old enough.
Ha, ha, ha.
Ha.
Michelob Ultra. No artificial colors or flavors. Superior light beer.
That is a good one.
That's the game. See ya.
I keep away from a run around to yeah. My lips and a smile on my face. Touch my hand and this girl's one way.
Here's your order.
So if you don't want to cry like I do, I keep away from a run around to
Applebee's to go. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood. Davis and Mero are shaking up late night.
We're back, baby. It's going to be the greatest talk show in the history of television. Overcome Check Me.
Davis and Mero, new series, only on Showtime.
And a reminder, we are getting closer to the biggest concert of the year. That would be Maroon 5, Travis Scott, and Big Boy in the Pepsi Super Bowl 53 halftime show as we welcome you back to the Super Bowl today, presented by Mercedes-Benz. And you know, it's been said that Sean McVay of the Rams was born to coach. His grandfather, John McVay, won 5 rings with the 49ers, so it shouldn't be surprising that NFL success is in Sean's DNA.
Youngest head coach in the Super Bowl. Are you tired of hearing people talk about your age?
You know, I think it's flattering, but I think what it's, you know, a representation of is really being a part of a great organization and a lot of great people. If there's anything you appreciate about ball, and you know this, Nate, it's all about the team. And it takes everybody working in the same direction. And one more step, but man, it's been a special season with a lot of special people.
Right. It takes a village, and you didn't get here alone. This game for me is about legacy in so many different ways. But there's legacy within your family.
Yeah.
Your grandfather, John McVay. What was his influence on your coaching career and who you've become?
Really, I mean, you know, you're not naive enough to think that, you know, the opportunities that I got, Nate, especially when you finish playing college at Miami of Ohio, to get a chance to jump right into the NFL, it's almost embarrassing when you tell people the story, but it's a great reflection on the legacy that my grandfather was able to establish just for our family, where he makes great relationships. He treats people the right way, works hard. But the exposure I've had, whether it be the Mike Shanahan, the Grudens, all these families, the opportunities I've gotten, you know, would not have happened without him. And he's so special to me.
I hear you on that. Now, let's take this way back to 86, Bill Belichick's first Super Bowl with the Giants. What were you doing in 86?
Being born, man. I was born January 86, so it's pretty wild.
Now, let's fast forward to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's first Super Bowl in 2001. What were you doing in 2001?
I think it's great that people are expecting me to be one of the leaders of the teams of the future, most likely.
I'm 15 years old then, but, you know, you talk about elite competitors and guys that are arguably the best of all time at what they do. That's what Coach Belichick and Tom Brady are. And it's hard to argue that anybody's been more consistent in their roles than these two guys.
Since we're talking about 2001, you being in high school, you were the state player of the year over my former teammate, Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm in coaching, and he's probably going to be a Hall of Fame receiver. That was a team award that I got recognized. No, that is the truth. You know, my mom likes telling that story, but everybody else knows who the heck was voting on that, my dad.
We've been checking things off, and make no mistake about it, got a lot of respect for the Patriots, but we're going there to get this last check.
What's the biggest check that you have to mark when facing Tom Brady?
They don't beat themselves. You know, they do all the little things the right way. They're such a smart football team. They're so mentally and physically tough, and they do a great job handling the situations. But Tom, Coach Belichick, Josh McDaniels, and then the players around them, they do such a great job, and we got to be at our best to give ourselves a chance, Nate.
Being that you have roots here in Georgia, what would it mean for you to win the Super Bowl here?
Well, it would mean a lot to win the Super Bowl because of the people that you're doing it with. Whether you're, you know, you love to be able to come back to your hometown and see your parents and your family and things like that. But wherever it was, this is such a special opportunity that we have to go compete for a world title. And when we talk about having a confidence and a swagger going into games is earned. And the strongest steel is a well-earned self-belief. You know, we're hopeful that'll end up in a good ending for us, Nate.
There is Tom Brady, the GOAT, taking the field. Now, Tom Brady taking the field is like a rock star taking the stage. He does his signature, "Let's go." The crowd's going crazy. I can barely hear myself. But speaking of rock stars, though, Sean McVay, Phil, that young coach is a rock star.
Well, you know, Nate, I think it was a good interview. We couldn't hear it because the Patriots are taking the field, but I know you did it. You look good, so that's
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But, you know, when you talk about Sean McVay, look what he did. You know, he's showing what a good coach does, Bill Cowher. He adapted to his team. He changed during the year. They got tougher, more physical, and it showed the way they play. They took some of the pressure off of Jared Goff. And you think they don't trust him and believe in what he's doing and making them better players? He benched an MVP candidate in Todd Gurley, and you didn't hear any uproar from the team. That tells me a lot about Sean McVay.
He understands how to build a culture, Phil. And you try to think about it, Nate. His grandfather's John McKay, who sat there in McVay. He was with the San Francisco 49ers for that dynasty years. He understands how you want to build relationships with people. And I think the best thing he did also is he went out and got himself a veteran assistant in Wade Phillips on the other side of the ball. He took control of the other side of the ball. Let me do my thing. I'll learn along the way. And the thing I love about him is he's humble, he's smart, he's respectful of the game. And what we have here, fellas, is old school versus new school, and you can feel the buzz in the air.
As you take it to leadership, to the break, talk about his leadership. What is it?
Well, listen, he tries hard to make people feel comfortable, even when he's sitting down with us and TV personalities. And you know what? His team is comfortable. They believe exactly what he's selling. Let's just see if it pays off today.
Well said.
Super Bowl today continues after this. All right.
You have been watching the Super Bowl today on CBS, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Golf at its finest. Right at it. Right at it. Oh, Jordan, he's found it again. I mean, this is amazing. It's in with a birdie. It has happened. Unbelievable.
The PGA Tour heads to breathtaking Pebble Beach next weekend on CBS.
Tonight, a special all-new Colbert with Conan O'Brien, James Taylor, and surprise guests.
The perfect thing to watch after your guests are gone and you're shoveling dip directly into your mouth.
Don't miss The Neighborhood. New tomorrow, 8/7 Central.
Celebrity Cruises was voted Best Premium Cruise Line for the 11th year in a row. And to celebrate, we're giving you our best offer of the year. For a limited time, get a premium beverage package, unlimited Wi-Fi, prepaid tips, and $150 to spend on board, plus savings up to $400 when you book a vacation in Europe, Alaska, the Caribbean, and beyond. Offer ends Tuesday, so click or call to book today.
Nope. Not today.
Pete?
Yep.
Music?
Yep.
Close the deal?
Yep.
Ready to have?
Oh, yeah.
You been doing some drinking, sir?
Yep. Having a good one? Yep.
When you need winter tires, head to Town Fair Tire, New England's largest volume discount tire dealer, with shipments of Continental winter tires arriving daily, and everyone sold at the guaranteed lowest price. For Continental tires, nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Not the warehouse clubs, not the internet, and not the other tire dealers. For the guaranteed lowest price on Continental winter tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brand best discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
How was your day? Life doesn't stop for dinner.
How's that?
With alfresco chicken sausage, it doesn't have to. Fully cooked when you buy it, so it's ready when you need it. All right, peppers. That's good. It's chicken, only better. Go for it. Alfresco. Eat better.
Boston's most watched 11 o'clock news. WBZ News at 11. The Super Bowl today on CBS is presented by Kay Jewelers.
And JB, out come the Rams, and here is Jared Goff, the young signal caller in his third year. Remember, when he was a rookie, he was considered a bust because he went 0-7 with the previous Ram coaching staff, and now under Sean McVay, he is one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. And there is Tom Brady, 41 years old, and I don't know what else to say about him that I haven't already said.
Just call him the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time, looking for his 5th Super Bowl MVP and his 6th Super Bowl championship.
And you know what? All season long, I'm sure Bill Cowher can relate to this. We've been sandwiched in between two quarterbacks. Bill knows it better than me. They are a breed unto their own. There's no question about it. So we sent another member of that fraternity to catch up with the man that all these folks say is the greatest of all time.
The Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. The New England Patriots claim their second Super Bowl championship in 3 years. Back to back. 3 out of 4. The New England Patriots. A fourth Lombardi trophy is headed to one Patriot place. They have completed the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Hello, Super Bowl. New England is heading back again for the third straight year.
So if you win this game, you're totally walking away, aren't you?
Absolutely. It's over. Over completely.
I mean, I see it, though. You're not playing that well anymore. It's
I know.
tough. It's probably time
what
to
else?
walk.
I should do something else. Go golf.
I mean, you'd be playing for a while, you think?
I hope so. I hope so. I've got goals. I always said mid-40s. So I feel like I'm kind of stuck to that, whether I like it or not. I just love it. I still do. And it doesn't get old. And I'm out there today, at practice, and I'm just loving being out there and loving prepping for this. And I feel like when you're in a locker room, it's like you were a kid, Yeah, you're a 14, 15-year-old kid. You never grow up. You never have to grow up. And you're on the bus, and it's just, I still think, man, we're just like teenage kids, like in high school, throwing the ball around, and, it's pretty funny in that way.
I feel like when I go out to practice, I always want to practice longer. Nobody else does.
Yeah.
Everyone else wants to and I'm like, can't we just do 7-on-7 for 35 minutes?
I know.
Can't we just play 11-on-11 for an hour?
I was thinking about that. I was like, what dream could you have where you'd have be the quarterback, out at practice? No one can hit you.
Yeah.
And you get to line up all the best athletes in the world to try to cover your throws. I mean,
yeah,
what a dream for
let's just do that.
For guys to have that. And I'm sitting here going, man, that's how lucky have I? How lucky have I been?
Well, they got to block the front. And ship with him, and throw to Edelman over the middle of the field.
Pass down the middle. Caught. Edelman holds on.
Once again, Edelman in the middle of the field.
Down the middle. Edelman again.
Gronk is out wide. There's a good chance he's throwing out there.
It's Gronk for the first down.
This has to be a run.
Second and goal. Burkhead to the end zone.
Last week, you got the ball. Really the drive. I mean, the 3 big third downs.
I saw your calls, by the way. Those were pretty good.
I forget about that. I think you've had some dynamic players. You've had Welker, you've had Moss, you've had Gronk, Edelman, a bunch of great players over the years. And then some other years you haven't. I mean, you do just a phenomenal job of utilizing whatever skill set you have around you.
Yeah, I think that's so important in football. Every year, as I said, things will change. But you got to figure out how to maximize what you have.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Jared. It's his 3rd year in the NFL. I just remember my 2nd year in the NFL being in this game. I mean, it's just, you don't even know what you don't know. And that's not anyone's fault. You're just young.
Yeah.
And you're just, it's nice to accumulate a lot of knowledge, playing a sport. And when you have smart players, and that's what our team's always been built on, players that can adjust week to week with a plan, that can be a big advantage in the game.
Way to go, baby. Way to go. Do we have that any other way?
No.
So, Coach Belichick, I know you two usually eat together 2 or 3 times a week.
4.
But you guys are, I feel like you guys are close, and it's been just, it's rare when you get 2 guys like that.
Well, I'm just blessed to have him as a coach. I got picked to the Patriots. I didn't even know where New England was. I show up, and it was his first year, and he set the tone for the whole team from the first meeting that we had. And I feel like there's been so much knowledge and so much insight, and, you still got to go perform. You still got to put the work in, and, it doesn't magically happen. No. But, there's no other coach I'd ever want to play for.
That's awesome. Good stuff.
Knocked it out of the park. That was easy.
That was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I thought I killed that.
I know. I thought you were awesome. Good work, man.
Thanks, buddy.
That was great.
Awesome to hear the substance coming out of conversation between guys from the fraternity. And right now, let's send it up to Tony, who's with Jim Nance in the booth.
JB, thank you. We can barely wait for game time. Here we go, Tony. I enjoyed the interview with Tom Brady, and it's still inconceivable. 9 times bringing the Patriots to the big game.
That's not even a real number. No one plays 9 times in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady
has a relentless spirit, and when you talk to him this week, you got the feeling that he really wants this one to prove to everybody that they could do it. Everyone doubted him all year long, and I think it's almost like weird for him to be that guy, the underdog. It's like he loves it and he savors it. He wants this Super Bowl bad.
Let's meet the Patriot offense. That offensive line has been stellar of late. 90 dropbacks by Brady in the postseason. He has not been decked once. Brown, Tooney, Andrews, Mason, and Cannon. And the receivers with Gronkowski feeling fresh, making plays.